It's like old times, you hear me coming through your speakers. You see me mashing up your airwaves. I know you can't get enough of my sound.
And hey everyone, it's Voltas coming through your speakers. I know you can't get enough of my sound. Today we are watching a 1v1 match on Metalopolis, one of our favorite maps out there. Today we are going to be watching two teammates fight it out in the ESWC qualifiers. I believe this is a Korean match. I downloaded it from GoShuGamer.com, and that's usually focusing on Korean matches, and I do know that IdrA and EG do have a significant presence in the Korean competitive StarCraft field. So let's get started. Up in the north end of the map is our Zerg player, EGIdrA. He is spawning on the north end, which is actually a good advantage for him because sometimes it can be inconvenient to expose your quick expand, which he's doing, as you can see right here, to your competitor. So this is actually a good spawning position for him. Hopefully he doesn't get too many flyovers from his teammate. And in the right hand side, or I'd say the 230 position on Metalopolis, is EG DeMuslim. I don't know a lot about EG DeMuslim. I do know that I have watched a few games with him, as well as EG Machine, which also plays a Zerg like IdrA. But of course, IdrA is probably the most popular of the team up until the recent changes. I don't know if you know, but I'm sure if you're in the StarCraft community, you are aware that there is a new EG member, and that is EG Huck. I have a lot to say about that, but let's talk about this game rather than that. All I'm gonna say is Huck is a really nice guy. I don't know what he's doing hanging out with people like IdrA. But anyway, I've also got pictures of me hanging out with IdrA, so maybe I shouldn't talk. That's another story. Let's get into the match. It looks like now this is odd. We've got a Maynard of probes. It looks like they were out there early against some kind of attack. I kind of missed that. I was too busy complaining about the newest member. Or not complaining about, but complaining about Huck joining EG. But I'm sure EG is full of nice guys, and I think part of IdrA's drama is all just to promote esports and to promote EG. Looks like this initial push from DeMuslim is going to be fended off by IdrA. He tried to build this little bunker here, but nothing really came of that. Doesn't even look like he's going to be able to finish it. Going to be taken down by this queen with her giant needle hands of doom. Wow, that's kind of obnoxious. And canceled just in time. And of course, bunkers, you get all your money back. Always good. Zerg's just kind of looking around on the map, still chasing that SCV that tried to sneakily put that bunker up. Looks like we've got some Hellion play out. That should probably slow down some of IdrA's activity with his Zerglings. Though he is doing a good job harassing this SCV. I thought for sure that thing was going to go down. Keep an eye on the production tab. Nothing too big going on. Looks like more Hellions are coming out. I'm going to check that. And it doesn't look like he is going to do the blue flame. Maybe he already has it? No, it doesn't look like it. But he's going to try to come in here with these three Hellions and do a little bit of harass. You know, a lot of times with Zerg, you'll do this kind of harass just to keep him honest. Because if you let Zerg, especially IdrA, just run the game the way he wants, he will macro himself up into an impenetrable, unstoppable position, and then you just wake up dead. So, Looks like he's got 4 Hellions out here. We'll see what kind of damage he can do. EGIdrA does have a couple spine crawlers that are conveniently placed that should keep those Hellions from poking too far in. And he's got these Zerglings up here to prevent those Hellions from actually entering the main. A lot of times if you can get into that main, you can tear into Zerg pretty easily. It looks like EGIdrA is making probably a few too many Zerglings than he's comfortable with. Honestly, early game, I think EGIdRA's idea of the right number of Zerglings is none while I create all my drones. That's not always convenient. The Zerglings do have, I just saw them pop up little wings. That means they do have their Zergling speed. That is going to be efficient in dealing with these Hellions because they do move pretty fast. And it looks like he's bringing out some Queens to do a little harassment to the Hellions themselves. He's got the quick little Zerglings to back it up. He's hoping to bring those Hellions in, wrap some Zerglings around them, and take them out. But doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Now, I did notice something rare here. We've got a pretty fast expand from the Terran. He's already on 3 bases. And, you know, if you're even as a Zerg in number of bases, you're behind. Now, he does have a macro hatchery here, so this is helping him out a little bit. But I'm really surprised EGIdrA hasn't expanded. Apparently, this little Hellion soft contain, has slowed him up more than probably what is comfortable. You know, that's one of EGIdRA's weaknesses. He's assuming that Terran is not as fast as him with his macro play, but as a teammate, I'm sure his teammate knows all his timings, and he's quickly putting together some macro play. Just enough defense to fend off anything that EGIdRA's going to do. And now that this kind of marine tank production line is well in place, and he just finished siege technology, I think EG DeMusliM is in a good position to really continue this ongoing contain of EGIdRA. And you know, if EGIdRA can't do his macro activity, I'm not sure what he can do. So we'll see what happens here. EGIdRA did actually get that 3rd base way behind the Terran, so we'll see if he's able to continue his growth of his macro. Kind of poking in here, right and left, figuring out what's going on, testing the waters with EGIdRA. Like I said, these two guys, I'm sure, play with each other every day, so they're more than familiar what to expect. EGIdRA is putting together quite the little Zerg Baneling force. Looks like he's got some mutas in play. I'm not sure if he's going to use them to augment his army or if he's going to try to do some muta harass. What I do know is that the Terran is slowly pushing forward, testing the waters, and honestly, I think EGIdRA is just going to come in and smack him down. And this is it. He's going to come in, take out that 1 siege tank. Baneling's popping off everywhere. Oh my goodness. You'd think that they played with each other, but I guess not. That contain is long gone. Long gone. And now EGIdRA is just free to roam. And if he spots this 3rd expand and tears it up, I have a feeling that EG DeMusliM is going to die quickly, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Tearing into all these SCVs. Numbers of units lost is just going out the door. Let's look at the Control R. Let's try that. I don't know any of my hotkeys. Really should learn them. But as you can see, he just decimated that 3rd base. So the advantage of that early expand has just quickly disappeared. And you can see that despite the fact that he's lost that base, he is bunkering down. Adding another factory. He's got the siege line in place. Medevacs overhead. And EGIdRA is doing his extensive expanding. Now he is on to his 4th base, just now Maynarding some units over there. Got some Zerglings watching out. You know, a lot of times Terran will go for the gold base to try to make up for that loss. But IdrA's way ahead, scouting out what's going on. I suppose those Zerglings died for a good cause. At least get an idea of what's going on the Terran side of things. But really running off a 2 base, you know, you've got a ticking time bomb over your head. Looks like both bases are well oversaturated. He really needs to expand. And IdrA's just really kicking in his macro machine. And I can tell he's got that orbital command, and he is probably going to, yes, he is going to start heading towards that gold base. That is a good idea, but unfortunately I think IdrA's going to figure this out. He's got this little pack of Zerglings well placed to just basically prevent or take that out the minute it comes into play. It doesn't really look like DeMuslim is going to be able to keep this for any significant amount of time. You know, the Terran is just kind of bunkering down in front of here. He is pushing forward with a significant army, and there's the Mutas. Mutas coming right in there to try to take down that orbital. SCVs are trying to repair, trying to keep this going. I just don't see this as enough. And if the Terran cannot expand, he will taper down to nothing. Yeah, this just looks like a dominance here. The orbital command is going down. His army is falling apart. Now, he did push that back, and that was good. But, you know, that ticking clock is still going. His minerals are disappearing rapidly. He's got to do something, so I can see him pushing forward here with some Thors and his Marine Marauder Ball. Actually, there's no Marauders in that, but his Marine Ball. And this is a last ploy. This is a last-ditch effort. And looks like his Thors are getting magic boxed. And that is the end of that Terran army. I don't see him putting together that army anytime soon. You know, he has not expanded. He has 1 M1 upgrade. He's got some kind of very soft contain, but honestly, I think IdrA is just going to build up his little ball of action and take it apart. His macro plate is well in place, and he's just going to be able to take this down. I really don't see DeMuslim being able to do much from this position. Still holding on, though. He's probably not. He probably really doesn't understand how far behind he is. More Mito harass, taking out the orbital, or taking out the starship. And yeah, see, here's the minerals. They are just depleting. I don't know. I do not know why I could not remember Starport. It is Starport. It is not Stargate like the show or Protoss. All right, so it looks like the Marines are moving forward. Again, this seems like more desperation than anything. He did push off those mutas, but you know, here's IdrA's army again. Got Banelings coming up, gonna blow up on all of those Marines. Magic box the Thors, and that we should be coming up on good games soon, because I really don't see DeMuslim being able to create another army, and that's exactly what we saw. Pretty straightforward play. You know, I was really surprised that DeMuslim didn't have a better response to what everybody knows, which is IdrA's macro play. It's like he played into that. He let IdrA do that, and as a teammate, you would think that you would know better, at least have some familiarity with what's going on there. Anyway, it was a good game, and thanks for watching.